Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444.
News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, charges have been filed for the owners of a private school, and emergency services prepare for Storm Area 51. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Northwest Academy owners are looking at multiple felony charges. It's Wednesday, August 7th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Nye County District Attorney Chris Arabia has filed charges on 2 of the 3 defendants connected to alleged abuse at an Amargosa private school. The married couple who owns the now closed private school for at-risk youth in Amargosa have now been charged by the Nye County District Attorney's Office. Marcel and Patricia Chapuis are facing charges of 45 counts of child abuse and neglect. The 73-year-old Marcel and 67-year-old Patricia were accused of forcing students at Northwest Academy to drink tainted tap water before state authorities shut down the school and arrested them in February of this year. The Nye County District Attorney's Office has not yet filed charges on teacher Caleb Hill, who was arrested for a physical altercation with a student. Patricia Chapuis was originally facing 2 counts of child abuse for what police said was a physical altercation with a student. The new charges include much of the same, accusing Marcel and Patricia of failing to provide the kids with clean, safe drinking water, which authorities say was tainted with arsenic, and also failing to screen and supervise Academy staff. We spoke to their attorney, Thomas Gibson.
We just got the complaints late in the afternoon. It appears each one is charged with 45 counts of child abuse and neglect at the felony level. My understanding, most of those charges I looked at were the complaining about the water. It's a water issue, which is really interesting because the Chapuis and the Northwest Academy are working through the state and with the state to remedy that issue, and all of a sudden these criminal charges, come up. I'm just a little surprised that on which should be an administrative law, civil law issue, someone can conflate that into a criminal charge.
Can you give us a little bit more information on how the Chapuis were working with the state to get the water cleaned up?
Well, they were cooperating entirely. Anything that the state wanted, the Chapuis were providing information. Total cooperation, again, with the state of Nevada. And curiously, if there was a criminal issue, you think the state would have done something through the Attorney General's office, which they didn't. And so I'm just, I'm still a little confused why and how these charges were done in a criminal nature to begin with. There's a lot of things that people say, and by the time it gets to a court, those things are retracted, modified, or outright changed. I'm not sure what their future plans are going to be, but I can tell you coincidentally, there's another school out there that's operating with the same water issues with children, and that's what kind of confused me too, is how can one group be using the same water, have a school out there, basically the same program, and yet that's all hunky-dory, but then they want to go out to Chapuis. So I'm wondering what's behind this. Who's really, who did the Chapuis put a bug up their butt?
Have you guys done some water testing or anything like that to follow through with this case?
That's all been done through the state. The state of Nevada is doing that. I'm confident that the sheriff's office hasn't done that because that's way beyond their purview. At the preliminary hearing, that's when the state is supposed to put on enough evidence to say there's probable cause that a crime was committed by the accused. Quite often, though, when you get into a preliminary hearing, some of those witnesses or essential information won't be available, or it'll be shown to be false, and then those charges will usually be denied by the magistrate at that time.
And we'll keep you posted on that story. Well, the Storm Area 51 Facebook event page has a trickle-down effect. It has boosted the need for alien-themed merchandise, promises to continue to bring tourists to our county, and now has got emergency services personnel gearing up just in case.
Today at the Nye County Local Emergency Planning Committee meeting, they had on their agenda an item regarding the popular Storm Area 51 event taking place September 20th. The event has around 2 million people pledged to see them aliens.
The things that have made people nervous is the extent of the response. They're saying up to 2 million people have responded in an affirmative fashion that they desire to do that. There's also been indicators of international attention. What things we're looking for, and we have representatives at the NNSS, and the sheriff is on the line as well. We're looking at the perspective of even a slight surge in our population due to people coming to Nye and Lincoln counties could cause serious service disruptions. While it's anticipated that the majority of the issues would unfold in Lincoln County and not Nye County.
The meeting had Scott Lewis, who was the chairman of the Emergency Planning Committee, Patrick Lazenby, the secretary and treasurer, Rod Fernandez, the logistics officer, Sheriff Sharon Worley and Captain David Berukowitz, who were there via call, and Rob Bollock, a guest speaker, who is the program manager for the Department of Energy and Environmental Management. Fire Chief Scott Lewis talks about the effects two events happening around the same time as the Area 51 raid, Burning Man, and possibly the Life is Beautiful Festival in Vegas, that'll have a significant increase in attendance for these events. He states that due to the Burning Man event, people might go from that to the Area 51 raid, causing possibly even more people than they anticipated. There was talk about how people have already reserved rooms for the event, specifically the West's Inn in Alamo, Nevada, which all their rooms are full for the day of the event, which is September 20th. Scott also speaks about people wishing to set up vendors and host events about the Area 51 raid, which he says is agendized for the August 20th Board of County Commissioners meeting.
I had a vendor telephone me last night and say he is selling more alien t-shirts that they've ever sold before, and he's receiving orders up to $50,000 and $60,000 worth of shirts, and they're selling them. Can't keep up.
Scott talks about meeting with others to make preparation for the event.
The sheriff and county management and DEM, we met and we're working on a plan. We're going to be developing an IAP. That's an incident action plan. And so we're going to be working collectively with our mutual aid partners to ensure a preparedness for anything that may occur. We're working closely with our local representatives and fire departments and EMS so that they have an idea of what's going to potentially happen, how they're best going to cover it, where do we assume that most of the risks will occur. We're looking at certain areas such as the Amargosa Dunes, Lathrop Wells. There's an express and a large festival in the Crystal area. And then, of course, we're also going to be available to our mutual aid partners and NNSS should they need a response from any of us.
Even contacting Mercier so that they can have aircrafts ready and on standby. He states that the sheriff, Sharon Worley, is in contact with the other sheriffs in the impacted areas. A representative of the Nevada National Security Site, Sheriff Sharon Worley, and Captain David Berukowitz all had nothing to add. The guest speaker from the Department of Energy and Environmental Management spoke about how his people could assist first responders if they can be informed about their plans for the Area 51 raid.
Well, right after this break, we'll have your Business First Brief, and volunteers work at a drug and alcohol treatment facility.
News 25 is brought to you by ABB Roofing, proudly serving Pahrump since 1994. At ABB Roofing, we've got you covered.
Welcome back. Well, let's go to today's financial news report.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Barney's is going bankrupt. The iconic retailer that has stood in New York for almost a century is seeking bankruptcy protection. 15 Barney's locations nationwide will close. Apple's first credit card is sliding into some fans' hands. Apple randomly selected a limited number of people to apply and use the card so far. Earlier, hundreds of thousands of people signed up just to be notified when it would be available. Apple Card is issued through Goldman Sachs and runs on MasterCard's network. It's available only to iPhone users. Disney reported earnings after the close on Tuesday, and the Mouse House missed Wall Street's expectations. Revenue came in shy at $20.2 billion. The consensus was $21.4.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, many volunteers from the Home Depot and elsewhere showed up this morning at Living Free Health to give the Sober Living Therapy Center a brand new makeover.
What we're doing here today is, in conjunction with Home Depot, the Home Depot Foundation and Team Depot, is finishing renovation of our office space, building group rooms so that we'll be able to have additional counseling services, but more importantly, continuing care and sober social support for free for the community, for adults and adolescents. We have 2 sober living houses, or transitional living, which are certified by the state, a men's home and a women's home, and then we have this office space, 2,400 square feet of office space at Mesquite and 160. Well, Home Depot provided all of the building materials. We started a little bit early just to make sure that we could get everything done today. I expect that we should have the final inspection by the end of the month, hopefully a little bit sooner.
You're still open here though, right?
Absolutely. We're open. We're doing group sessions and we're doing individual sessions. We have 3 therapists, including me, and we have a peer recovery support specialist. The office number is 775-505-1625. One of our board of directors is here. We have a number of volunteers. We have clients here. We have women from our sober living house here. And what I want to say to Home Depot and the team from Home Depot is just a big, huge, giant thank you.
37 volunteers, both from the Team Depot community, Home Depot associates, as well as volunteers that Shelley brought from her foundation, and community volunteers. So it's pretty good. We got a huge project, and they're just tackling it like you wouldn't believe. Talking to a Home Depot associate earlier, she's 28 years drug-free and 4 years, she called it liquid-free. Yeah. So they come back, they feel that bond, and they want to give back. So it's pretty cool. The Home Depot Foundation, it's amazing. It's an incredible foundation that funds, I would say, close to 10,000 projects a year nationwide across the 2,800 stores of Home Depot, all volunteer driven. All associates that come out in their orange t-shirts are volunteer driven. Impacts the veterans, it impacts the community, it impacts us. We are part of our community. We've been in this town for 11 years.
Well, if you're looking for a job, you might want to stay tuned. After this break, News 25 will tell you about an upcoming job fair.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, Ed Kelly from Nye Communities Coalition invites interested applicants to the quarterly job and volunteer fair.
All right, so Nye Communities Coalition has our quarterly job fair upcoming. It'll be Friday, August 9th, which is this Friday, from 9 to noon in the NAC, the Nye Activity Center. Wide variety of employers and community supporters that are coming, looking to hire on spot and also looking for volunteers. Come on in, dress for success, bring your resumes on hand. You can make copies and bring your resumes in to make copies, or design a resume in the resource room ahead of time. Most employers will have their job descriptions up, and wanting to meet people face to face, shake hands, and do some interviews and hopefully hire right there on the spot. Always arrive early. The event is from 9 to noon. The employers come in and set up early. We open the doors to the public at 9. As things slow down, employers, if they've already met who they think they're going to meet already, they'll start packing up and leave. And so definitely come early. 1020 East Wilson Road, right there on the school campus, the old school campus. 727-9970.
And if they need to come down to prepare ahead of time, they can just come into the Job Connect Center?
Yeah, come into the resource room, they'll sign in, they have free use of the computers and the printer, anything that's job related or job searching, resume building, all that. We also have our orientations every Wednesday that'll tell you all about our services that we have to offer, and that's 9 a.m. every Wednesday. Call ahead because, you know, if the instructor is sick or
and KPVM TV will be there as well. Well, the highly popular annual fundraising dinner and dessert auction packed the cafeteria Saturday night at Pahrump Valley High School. Auctioneers Ski Sensky and Ronnie Gibson from Estates 411 spoke to our camera before the big event.
We're here at the high school and we're doing a cake auction. As you can see, it's full of football players and cheerleaders. This is the second year that we've done the event. 100% of the money goes to support both the football team and the overall sports program. You know, you have an incredible amount of community support, as you can see by the beautiful cakes and pastries and brownies and this and that. Last year we had so much fun, it was just crazy. The part that I like, and I take it as an honor for them to invite Ron and us to do this auction, is you look at the amount of people that are in this room. You know, this is a positive venue for the kids to do something versus negative impact on the community. These guys on the football team, they're out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're practicing. Last year they did absolutely amazing. And I think it's without the participation of the entire community. You see young people, you see grandparents, you see everybody that you can imagine to support this program. Ron and I take it as a distinct honor to be invited here to be involved in raising the money to support these kids. They do the work. We as the community get their funding so they can get all the equipment that they need, and it's a win-win all the way around.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Now, I heard that there is some storms brewing out there, and we have a little bit of thunderstorms. And so we're going to take a look outside on our mountain range out there if we can. There you go. And yeah, lots of clouds up there on the sky. We'll find out more with our weather right after this break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
I don't know if you're feeling it, but I am. It's definitely humid out there. Today, currently 104 with cloudy skies, the high 105. Winds out of the south-southwest at 15 miles per hour with humidity at 14%. Sunrise 5:55 this morning. Tonight, precipitation 26%, and the low tonight looking at 77 degrees with the winds out of the southeast at 11 miles per hour. Humidity 26%. Sunset 7:43. And we are looking at some good temperatures declining over the next few days. Wednesday is 105 with a low of 77 like we were just talking about. Thursday and Friday, clear skies. Thursday going down to 100 with your overnight lows of 74. 98 degrees on Friday with your low of 70. Saturday and Sunday, 95 and 96. Overnight lows, high 60s, low 70s. Monday and Tuesday coming back at just a bit. Monday, 100 is your high, low of 73. And Tuesday, 102, 74. And we want to say happy Purple Heart Day today. There is a ceremony at the Chief Tacoma Cemetery there on East Street starting at 6:20 tonight for the sundown service. We want to thank all of our veterans for their service and our Purple Heart recipients. We'll have that story on tomorrow night's broadcast. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Have a great night. Let's see you.